My grandpa Head and Grandma Bay grew up in Arno, Virginia. It was just a coal mining camp, way up in the Appalachian mountains. Once my grandpa was telling me about the first time he ever seen my grandmother. He said he was walking through the old town of Arno when he was just a young man, a child really, if I remember right. He said about 14 or so. He said he was just walking along, kicking at rocks with one of his friends. He heard a strange noise, so he looked towards the direction it was coming from. He said that's when he saw her. She was around 10 or 11 years old. She had a bow in her hair, and she wore a white cotton dress. Her skin was dark, her hair dark and wavy. It was blowing in the wind. My grandma slid like a gliding spirit back and forth across the porch of an old feed store or market. She had those old metal skates attached to her shoes, the kind that even had metal wheels, and she glided from one end to the other end of the long porch that stretched the entirety of the old feed store. I remember he said she was the prettiest thing he had ever saw. He was taken by her immediately. When he asked for her name, she kept skidding from end to end, about 2 more times, until she stopped in front of him. She looked up at him. He said, "I can remember it like it was yesterday." She looked at me, and the sun was shining into her eyes, so she crinkled up her nose and squinted her eyes. Then she just said, "B." He told me that at a moment he knew she would be the one he would take as his bride. Though it took him years to steal young Bay's heart in that sleepy Appalachian town, he finally got his wish and made her his wife on a snowy and cold December day, the 16th of December. They were married for 61 years. My grandparents are both gone now. I often think of them throughout my days. I think about all the stories that they told me as a kid. I think how much I love to hear the way my grandpa told them to me. I hope my own grandkids will remember my stories in the way I do his. As I leave his stories here in videos for them to find, I hope they can understand what it means to keep them alive. Thank you folks for listening.